There already seems to be an incredible number of civilizations in Civilization 6, 34 to be exact, but even though there's no way I can properly play and learn about them all without leaving my girlfriend and going into isolation, I'm always greedy for more. So today we're going to look at 3 civilizations I really want to see come to Civilization 6. As always, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on if you want to learn more about the history of civilizations and for loads more interesting gaming videos. Also, share this with your friends if they are history geeks like us. For each civilization, we're going to explore their history in the Civilization franchise, very briefly look at their actual history, which is perhaps a little more important, and explore the civilization's possible leaders. All the while, I'll keep trying to justify to you why my thinking is right, and why anybody who disagrees with me is a monster. Okay, maybe not that last bit. Just a couple of quick notes before we get started. Number 1. This is not 3 civilizations that haven't been in Civilization before. I will save that for another video. And number 2, I have picked this list of 3 from over 10 civilizations I drew up. I've put a lot of thought into why I'd like to play as each civ on this list, but this is just my opinion. Some of you might love my reasoning, or it might make some of you irrationally angry, which seems to happen a lot on the internet. All 3 of these civilizations you are going to see here did appear in Civilization 5 Gods and Kings. This is a coincidence. Like I said, I could have chosen others, but I felt I would be doing so for the wrong reasons. The Byzantines have appeared in 3 Civilization games so far, these being Civilization 3, Civilization 4 and Civilization 5. Moreover, they are no strangers to being part of the DLC, with their release in Civilization 5 being part of the Gods and Kings DLC, which came just under 2 years after the main Civilization game, a similar timescale to when Civilization 6 came out and today. Choosing between the Byzantine Empire and its successor the Ottoman Empire was no easy decision. From a diversity point of view, the Byzantines may be considered a bit of an uninspired choice due to their similarity in style to the Greeks, Macedons and Georgians, and obvious links to Rome, all of which are already in the game. However, I've studied segments of Byzantine history throughout my life and I just had to include them on this list. The Byzantine Empire, also referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire, continued on for over 1,000 years after the fall of the Western Empire and was controlled from its famous capital Constantinople. Although there is some debate depending on what date you consider the beginning of the Byzantine Empire, at its peak the empire spanned modern day Greece, Turkey and large expanses of land in the Balkans. However, the empire was famous for more than just its military conquest. I found the empire so fascinating because it provides a link between the period spanning the fall of Rome and the Middle Ages, as well as a link between Europe in the west and the Islamic factions in the east. Additionally, great buildings were built within the Byzantine Empire, including the Hagia Sophia. Byzantine culture flourished with great artists and sculptors striving for success, and the empire, especially in Constantinople, was incredibly wealthy. These would all make it possible to build the Byzantine civ as a cultural civ, rather than just a militaristic civ. There are plenty of options for who could lead the Byzantines in Civilization 6. Justinian would be my choice, but other options include Basil II and Theodora, who led the civilization in Civ 3 and Civ 5. Byzantium could bring a civilization that includes a mixture of the military strength reminiscent of the old Roman Empire and the unique Greek cultural feeling and advancements of the Byzantines. Carthage has appeared in Civilization 2, Civilization 3, Civilization 4 and just like Byzantium in Civilization 5 Gods and Kings. The Kingdom of Carthage rose from a small settlement of exiles into a mighty empire of the ancient world. At its height, Carthage became incredibly powerful in the Mediterranean and proved to be one of Rome's most dangerous enemies. I would love to see more ancient civilizations added to the game because they always prove fascinating to learn about as you play. One way Firaxis could enhance this would be to create a scenario surrounding Carthage's famous wars with Rome. These conflicts are known as the Punic Wars, with the third and final war ultimately leading to the fall and destruction of Carthage. Of these wars, it would be fantastic if any Carthaginian expansion included a scenario surrounding Hannibal and the Second Punic War. Although Carthage ultimately lost the Second Punic War, Hannibal is recognised as one of the finest military minds in history. During his military career, he captured land on the Iberian Peninsula, audaciously crossed the Alps, and masterminded a number of impressive victories in northern Italy against the Romans. In fact, he is already in Civilization 6 as a great general. In addition to this, Carthage is also remembered as a great trading power. A combination of Carthage's large land presence and powerful navy allowed them incredible influence on the trade in the Mediterranean. The options for possible leader of Carthage is a little more obvious than Byzantium. As previous Civilization games suggest, it's either between the famous Dido, Queen of Carthage, and the aforementioned Great General Hannibal. Overall, Carthage would make an intriguing addition to Civilization 6. Their naval strength and history of trading could build an economy capable of supporting a strong army to expand Carthage's influence and territory. Austria has previously appeared in Civilization 3 Conquest as a hidden civilization and Civilization 5 Gods and Kings. The Austrians would make a wonderful addition to Civilization 6 and in my opinion the most unique and interesting entry on this list. Austria has been an influential part of European politics since around the year 1000. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Austria became one of Europe's major military powers. They fought against Napoleon in the majority of the six coalitions, which eventually succeeded in defeating him, as well as partaking in a long historical rivalry with its fellow German-speaking kingdom Prussia. In 1866, Prussia attempted to expand its power by invading the disputed state of Holstein. Austria and the majority of the German states declared war on the Prussians, but failed and Prussia claimed a swift victory. In the following years, Prussia was to go on and form what we now recognise as Germany. I've highlighted this episode in Austrian history because, much like in Civilization 5, this is where I would want them to take the Austrian civilization. Austria should be a rival of Germany in the game. Whilst Germany gets bonus combat strength against city-states, Austria should get bonus combat strength when defending city-states, and additional bonuses to being their suzerain. I would also really like to see Austria carry over the ability to diplomatically annex city-states using gold from Civilization 5. This would give Austria a unique dynamic in Civilization 6 and would be great to pitch them against Germany in a game. However, this feature should not become OP, so to speak. It would have to be expensive to annex a city-state, and even then, the city should retain the right to reclaim their status as a city-state if their loyalty falls too low. Famously, following the conflict with Prussia, Austria went on to form the Empire of Austria-Hungary in 1867, which subsequently dissolved in 1918 following their defeat in the First World War. Previously, Austria has been led by Charles V and Maria Theresa. However, another option could be Franz Joseph I. Although Franz Joseph had his limitations as a politician on the international stage, his service and loyalty to his people has got to be admired. If you want to learn more, I've left an interesting video in the description which looks over his reign. It's been made by the Great War channel and I would recommend checking it out. Of the three, I think I'd be most excited to play as Austria and go head to head with Germany. What do you want to see next from Firaxis though? One idea could be to look at civilization in other parts of the world such as Asia or the Americas, or maybe there's more European civilizations you want to see in the game. Also, what do you want to see next from us? Do you want to know about 3 civilizations that have never appeared in a Civilization game before, or would you rather see something else? Let us know down in the comments. Another episode of Civilization 6 Alternate Leaders will be out in the next week or so make sure you go and check out episode 1 if you've not already seen it. We look at George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Finally, a massive thank you for watching this video, and please do remember to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. It really helps us out and motivates me to keep making content. Thank you once again, and I will see you in another video.